What happens to your Bitcoin when you pass away? What happens to your cryptocurrencies when you go to the crypt? That sounds a little morbid. But how does that work, and why is it extra complicated with crypto assets? I'll explain and help you coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, so finances are private, right? You don't share your finances with anyone, and you know, you keep it secret even within family, right? And so that makes it extra complicated anytime someone passes away trying to transition assets from one person to the next. Now, I've got a solution for that, but with crypto assets, it's even more difficult. Why? Because typically those assets aren't held in a normal account. They're even more private. They're even more secret. And because of the amount of wealth that's been created out of thin air so quickly, sometimes people are even hesitant to share with their friends that they're even trading in Bitcoin, or family that they're trading in, especially family. My goodness, could you imagine the Christmas present request that you would receive if you said, "Oh yeah, I've been mining Bitcoin for the past 3 years"? Everyone would think you're a gazillionaire and would just have their hand out, right? And so finances themselves are private, but investing in crypto or investing in Bitcoin, something like that, even mining it, I would argue is even more private. So what happens to Bitcoin when you die? What happens to your crypto assets when you die? Well, check out this article here from The Hustle. Found it extremely interesting, very interesting. I'm going to link it below in the description as well. It's a good read. And apparently 20% of all Bitcoin are lost right now. So if you haven't made plans, if it's not made clear to your loved ones what you have and where it is and how to access it, likely what happens to your Bitcoin or cryptocurrency when you die, it's gone. It's lost forever. The keys are lost. People don't even know you have it. 20%, apparently from this study, 20% is lost, meaning their wallet hasn't been visited in 5 or more years. Guys, that's billions of dollars. That's billions of dollars that is technically lost, and it's not sitting on, at least in Indiana unclaimed, or in some unclaimed asset registry that your state holds. It's gone. It's gone. Maybe at some point in the future, blockchain will be able to say, okay, here's how you can change. But I don't think so. I think that's one of the benefits of blockchain. It's all transparent and private at the same time. So when you pass away, if you own Bitcoin in cold storage, okay, or some other crypto in cold storage, meaning it's not just in a normal account, if you haven't told your loved ones that you own it, and you haven't told them where it is, and you haven't provided the key or encryption code or whatever it is so they could access it, guys, when you pass away, your Bitcoin goes with you. In fact, in the article, apparently one holder even said that, when I die, my Bitcoin goes with me. No, actually, that's not true. No one receives it. It's gone. That money's gone forever. And so Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, when you die, it is very complicated. And I'm going to help you with it in just a second. But why is it complicated? Yeah, because a lot of times it's not held in a normal account. In a normal account, you can have ownership, you get statements, you get emails, there are those clues, right? And you can even add beneficiaries at times or put it in a trust. It's more clear. No, not if you're holding it in cold storage, not if it's on a thumb drive somewhere. So that's one reason. It's traceability, or the clues that it would offer, there aren't any depending on where you're holding it. And then second, how do you access it? With apparently an encryption key that cannot be guessed, right? So if you haven't shared that exact key with someone, that exact encryption code is gone. There's no way someone will be able to access it. So that makes it more complicated as well. For those that are holding it in cold storage, you're very private about it. You don't want to tell anyone else what your code is, what your key is, where it's located, just because of theft and concern, that sort of stuff. And then also another reason why estate planning with crypto or Bitcoin is complicated is the average investor spans the entire age group, but it skews young. And let's just say from an estate planning standpoint, skews towards the invincible folks that think, okay, I'll never pass away. And so they haven't made plans yet. And yeah, statistically, it's very unlikely that they'll pass away young, except things do happen. And so, typically they don't have an estate plan in place. They haven't thought about that, and they don't have that structure in place. So what do you do? And this is where I would go beyond just Bitcoin, because this applies to all of your finances. Whenever you pass away, all of your finances, okay, how's that going to go? I see it in three possible ways. Will your heirs receive clues, and that's it? Clues that come in the mail, maybe at tax time, or maybe once a quarter, once a month, or because so much of that mail is scrapped, it's now just email. Will your heirs receive clues via email and have to decipher, well, is this real? Is this not? Is there money here? Is there not? So that's one, clues. Second, in addition to those clues, will they have a map? Will they have some sort of ledger, some sort of statement, some sort of net worth statement or balance sheet that shows all of your assets and where they're located? That would be extremely helpful to go along with those clues, right? Or will they have all that stuff and a key that makes it really easy to unlock? And yeah, I've got the clues, I've got the map, yeah, that's all helpful, but really, it's all been set up for me in advance. I know exactly how every asset is going to pass, where everything is, the amount of everything, and I even have a guide, a team of people that will just help me easily transition stuff without any sweat, without any worry at all, right? What condition are you gonna leave your finances in for your heirs? Clues, a map, or all that and a key? I would suggest the key, guys. I mean, this is the thing. At the very least, a plan, an estate plan, is not just leaving it up to clues and having someone guess. That's an awful experience. Many people have had that experience after a loved one has passed away. Really, what you want is that full map, a net worth statement that we update for our clients. Your CFP should be doing this for you. And if they're not, or you're going it alone, I don't recommend that. Make sure you've got an updated net worth or balance sheet. And that is all of your assets. Every bank account is listed, okay? And every investment account is listed. Property is listed, both real property and personal property. Any life insurance is listed there as well, those types of things. And then liabilities. All of that is listed on one page. It's one document, okay? So that should be updated so that anytime you add accounts, I open an HSA, or we open a 529 plan, I paid that loan off, or we closed that relationship at that bank because they're terrible, right? Just happened to me, so that stays updated, okay? But then you've worked with your certified financial planner and a competent estate planning attorney to get the right structure in place. That's the key, okay? Because when you pass away, your assets, including your Bitcoin, including your cryptocurrency, should pass in one of three ways. One, by law, operation of law. If you own it jointly with a spouse, when you pass away legally, the joint owner takes over control. They own it. There's nothing that needs to be done, really. I mean, you can at some point remove them as a joint owner, show that they've passed away, and we can get their name off of it. Great. But legally, that's how you want to, as much of your money as possible to pass is by law. Second, anything that doesn't or shouldn't pass by law, that key should be setting up where it passes by contract. What is that? You've signed a document, a legal document that says, for this money, when I pass away, this is who gets it. It's a beneficiary form, okay? Don't get overwhelmed by the language here. It's a beneficiary form. So for your life insurance, part of your life insurance contract that you signed is when I die, the money goes to these people. For your IRA, your 401k, when I die, the money goes to these people. That's a contract, supersedes everything else, okay? And it supersedes probate. There's no cost, there's no complication with it. That is a key. That is, okay, I'm getting the statement, so if when I pass away, you're seeing those statements come in email or whatever. That asset is on my net worth or balance sheet, so you know it's there. And I've got it all set up for you. All you need to do is contact this person, show them the death certificate, sign something, and the money's yours. That's easy, okay? And then the third way assets pass, typically these are assets that are originally held by joint, but then upon the second death, they pass by testate or intestate, which you want it to pass by testate. That is operation of a will, okay? Intestate is just the state, your state's formula for, well, you didn't write any instructions down, so when you pass away, how are we gonna hand out your stuff, right? You don't want that. You wanna have a will in place that says, all right, here's who gets what, who's in charge, and blah, blah, blah. Problem is, anything that passes, any assets that pass through your will, there's going to be additional cost and expense and length of time to transferring that. They call that the probate process. People like to avoid that. If you want to avoid that, you can institute a new type of contract, which is a trust, revocable living trust. And instead of having things go through your will, you can make sure everything has a contract tied to it, and that's a trust. You can do that with your Bitcoin. There are even some companies that allow you to do that with your Bitcoin. And anyway, so document it there. If you hold your Bitcoin not in cold storage, but you have it in an account like Coinbase, something like that, Binance, something, there's some contingencies set up, and you can have that structured so it passes by contract. If you have it in cold storage, you're going to want to list that out in your will, and you're going to want to make sure the encryption key and all of that is documented as well. I know that gets a little nerve-wracking, but I would do that because this is it's a problem area, okay? And with the rise of these cryptocurrencies, a kind of unintended consequences, oh yeah, we haven't quite figured out when someone passes away with this stuff, how to make sure we transfer that wealth to the next generation, i.e. 20% of Bitcoin right now is lost. So work with your CFP on that. I would also add in, one thing we're helping our clients with right now is setting up an online, secure, encrypted password vault. Oh my goodness, with so much of your financial life online, and with the partitions in place, with privacy laws such that you can't get access to it, my goodness, this just begs for a solution, and an encrypted password vault that your loved ones know, or your loved one knows how to access, or at least that you have it, is so crucial with this. So work with your CFP on all of this. If you don't have a CFP that can help you with this, or hasn't encourage you to plan in this way, talk to us, call my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com, that's Korhorn with the K, wisemoneyshow.com, you can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.